And we thought, hey, BYU, they got recent positive history against the Zags. The beginning of the game did not.
Gonzaga, you've got to be able to at least apply pressure to them early. You're not going to make up large deficits against this team with as powerful as their offense is.
Alex Barcelo took the first shot. Kispert will line up here of late. They turn it over, and now the Zags out in transition. Drew Timme, the big man, running the floor, dishes it to Ayayi, who had his shot swatted away. Ayayi will attack, and instead of challenging Harms, finds Kispert again, this time a little bit short. Two young players, Gideon George, young in terms of experience at this level. Caleb Lohner, who is a freshman, who are now in the starting lineup for a second straight game together. Jalen Suggs drives. Found a wide open Ayayi. This from Allen Fieldhouse, where Kansas finishes off Oklahoma State. Dave Fleming, Sean Farnham tonight from Provo, Utah, where the Zags are off to another terrific start. The #1.
Not allowing second chance points.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Matt Harms just got taken out of the game. Richard Harward is in there. Suggs, nice little move now. They were down at halftime in that game, so I think Coach View looking for a better all-around performance tonight. Harward throws up
into Provo tonight, feeling complacent because they know that this BYU team is capable.
He's now missed two basically uncontested layups. You do that against #1, you got no chance. Suggs pulls up for three, and here maybe even a little more depth heading into the tournament, just in case, whether it's an injury, somebody can't play because of protocol. Connor Harding looks just totally out of sync. Gideon George.
And I think part of that is there's so many guys in new roles, but it's also hard to find guys that can do that on a consistent basis like that group had a year ago. It was a special makeup.
It was. Different BYU team. A BYU team that's having another good year. They're 15-4, 6-2, projected easily to be in the field as Jalen.
Where he had 19 against Pacific. But yeah, to your point, this is. I watch them play. I get more excited about what his future could be in Provo.
It tells you a little bit something, doesn't it, about the confidence his coach has in him, that he's got the assignment with Kispert. Suggs went.
He's aggressive. He doesn't lack confidence. You know, his father played for BYU. His father, Matt, played at BYU.
Ball up 28-16, under 10 to go first half. Suggs, quick look down low to Timme, who just got great position. Did have a run. Now the double team comes, and Nembhard steals it away. Great lead pass to Suggs. Nice his way down.
People always ask what makes a great scorer. I said one that knows exactly where they can get their shot, how they can get their shot off, and where they can make their shot. And if they do all three of those things, you've got a highly effective back.
Harms has not scored.
And I think if you're going to use Harms, just continue to use him as a screener. And I would delay his looks better than that. And I'll tell you one other player that if you're not paying attention to, USC's.
Because of the two fouls, at least one of which was a questionable call. He looks the part.
And bring that same level of intensity that he had earlier in this game.
BYU back down to a 9-point Zags lead. Timme, quick move, then spun back left like that against Gonzaga. It's points the other way. George down the lane. Gideon George, good move. These games. Now, sometimes you and I have been there in person. We were there in Spokane for the first meeting between these two teams. But in this instance, we're not there. And sometimes we do.
You're going to bed too late.
Yeah, Kellen's 9. These later night games, his bedtime is getting interrupted. ESPN apparently didn't factor that in.
I told you Gonzaga's one of them.
#1 shooting team, #1 scoring team. I would say #1 assisting team in college basketball. Suggs! First take on Kentucky, so that's first. 7 Eastern at 9 Eastern right here on ESPN, streaming live on the app.
And no Terrence Clark the rest of the season. That announcement was made on John Calipari.
Under 12 minutes to go. We could very well go through the regular season with Gonzaga and BYU in those same.
Look at the teams that are in the contention there. I mean, Michigan, they just extended out their point in time. And Gonzaga just kind of continues to roll along. And in college basketball,
is there an advantage, a disadvantage for for Baylor, for Gonzaga, with the big interruption coming up.
A big advantage to have as much normalcy right now as you possibly can. And it's not just, if it's 3 guys that never play and 2 of your starters, I don't know how that makes your team really better. As long as you're continuing to keep team functions moving in the right direction, I think that benefits anybody.
Brandon Averett answered a beautiful teardrop from Jalen Suggs, who will now shoot a long.
A period of time that was extremely rough from deep, and he's continuing to show that he's got confidence in his ability to knock down that shot.
Emhart backdoors to Suggs, who
fantastic.
The Light Brigade poetry offense for Gonzaga. Or blocked. And you saw that shot of Jalen Suggs talking to Mark Few.
That's what top 8 recruits in college basketball. One of them was in Lexington. Everybody else went to different locations this past year. Oklahoma State, USC, Gonzaga, Florida State. Florida. They have 17 turnovers that have led to 23 points for Gonzaga tonight. Anyone else on the floor? Does that
be great if he pointed at a teammate? Blame somebody else.
On the football half times or out of quarter, I don't even know when they do it. I just watch the videos when they go viral online. But what do you miss about college athletics?
Kispert blocked with both hands against Brandon Averett. Suggs knows right where Averett is. Kind of rode him down the court. Doesn't look like it's going to happen this year in Provo. Suggs again.
And kind of like a cruise in here in the second half. Gonzaga has done this to everybody. This isn't exclusive to West Coast Conference play.
System. BYU is basically a top 25 team playing on its home floor. Gonzaga's had some foul trouble. Corey Kispert's had. Well, West Coast Conference having lots of COVID issues. BYU is scheduled to play St. Mary's later this week. That game has been postponed. Suggs this weekend. Hopefully that game will go as scheduled. Under a minute to go.
You and I are going to do that game together.
Suggs pull up long 2, short. 2 guys run into each other. They don't turn it over, though. So now there's some real drama game situation at the line than that.
And 90% on the year.
Suggs tried to final 5 seconds. Barcelo from the baseline. No. And